Hello, my name is Teresa Micheletti, and this site is called Take What Rings True. And the whole idea is I say spiritual stuff, and you decide whether you believe it or not. Oh, sort of looks like an anime person today. Okay, so I recently came across something about the eclipses. There's going to be a solar eclipse and a moon eclipse, and it is a signpost, or that's what I understand it to be, a signpost. So take what rings true and let the rest go. A long time ago, I went to trance classes, and this lady, Sylvia Brown, would go into trance and go sit on a bench on the other side. And then one of her spirit guides would come in. Well, one of her spirit guides was called Francine, is still called Francine by us. And she said that the eclipses were a signpost. So I believe we're in the time again of the shift, going to the fifth dimension. But we're in the time with a different scenario than the bypass cataclysmic shift that was a probability 2004 to 2011. That window was open, and then that was bypassed. Forget that one. And we're currently in another scenario of an earth rift. So, the cataclysm, the rift, and the eclipses. That's what I want to talk about today. So, the shift. A shift is a move to the new dimension, which was previously predicted by Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, Dolores Cannon, even Jesus. However, that scheduled cataclysm shift was waved away because, as all probabilities in life, our creator and earth itself can change the probability. So even though we spent years preparing for the shift, 2004, it didn't happen, waved away. So the angels say we're now in the shift again, but this time it comes with a few tweaks. This time, the major shift will be on the other side of the earth from me, and the probability that it will be in the Indian Ocean near Indonesia, and there will be a rift. And the angels say that that rift has already begun. So I think this probability is on track to actually happen. So the earth renews itself dramatically. And the probability is the rift, the big split in the Earth's crust under the ocean by India and Indonesia, creating a great water movement up and out. So there's a gigantic wave that moves up miles into the atmosphere and creates a moisture barrier that will repair the ozone layer. And then moving out from the rift, there will be tsunamis. So if you look at a map of the world and see where India and Indonesia are, and then look at the oceans going out from there, then that's where the rift should create tsunamis. So instead of the older bypass shift, which was supposed to be a cataclysm where California and the Pacific plate, the west coast of the United States, would fall in the ocean, now we're in another scenario where there's a rift on the other side of the world, and it creates the same kind of shift that we were told about, going to the fifth dimension. But this time, instead of immediately California falls in the ocean, then this time it will be a tsunami that comes to the West Coast. And once the rift happens, it'll take over half a day for the tsunami to reach the coast of the United States. So look on a world map, see how close you are to that area. Now, angels gave me a probable time for the big tsunamis, and You may know that I had one-to-one sessions with angels for 3 years via an angel channel and Tucker. And an angel told me about a family event which will take place at a time of the tsunamis. However, that event is a ways away. So I'm holding on to the probability that the rift is a ways away in time. However, being aware and being prepared is always good because who knows which probability is going to be wiped away. So in the 90s, during the previous shift, spirit guides would explain how to prepare for the shift and changes that were likely to happen. So, one of the spirit guides, Francine, said we should expect to have a signpost when there were two eclipses, the solar eclipse and the moon eclipse, and that would be a signal. So, Francine told us originally she was talking to us while we were in California. So listen to this quote as if you were in California, and then realize that it can also be a signpost for this point in time. So she was talking to us, and she said, there will be a solar eclipse and also a moon eclipse. I don't know how familiar you are with eclipses and how devastating they can be on tides and pressure on the earth, gravitationally by your own law of physics, but definitely it is foreboding of that time. Apparently, the planets line up during that period in a very odd way, which might precipitate the fact that there is going to be extra pressure on the Earth's plates. They seem to be diametrically opposed. And then you displace the magnetic force field and your gravity, and then you have a tremendous amount of disruption. This is just about the final phase of when you should leave. She wanted us to leave California. What we're trying to accumulate now is as much data as we can to give signposts as we go along, to show you how near or far away or exactly what position you're in, to be wary of when it does finally happen, end quote. So if you are near the predicted rift area, the Indonesian area, the area around India, or regions that are close to there, and you feel the urge to move, I would do that. Otherwise, I would think of where is high ground? Where is high ground I could be? And if you're not on high ground and the rift has already taken place, please stay indoors until you make sure that the air is safe. Because, like volcanoes, if there's a rift under the water, it still will release toxic gases. So, if you are in that area and there is a rift, then please stay inside until you make sure that you are safe according to the air. And if you're on the coast, I would move away from the coast. But I don't know when this is going to happen. So take what rings true. If you believe it, fine. If you don't believe this is a probability that's going to happen, that's fine too. But don't stop your life. Continue moving forward and just be aware. Whatever you're doing, continue. So if you're going to have a new job, go take that new job. Continue your life. Write your book. Take a healing class. Whatever it is you want to do to move forward. If you're starting a new business, do that. The angels say just go with the flow and breathe. The angels have seen what's coming, and they have said that they've seen the future, and your soul has already chosen what you want to do. So angels have your back, whether your soul has chosen to go to the new dimension or to stay experiencing in the third dimension. Don't stress. The angels are on duty helping you with whatever your choice is. Now, there's going to be bumps on the road. Our society will be going through growing pains. I know in the United States, we're going through growing pains. There's all this upheaval in our legislature, and people are unhappy with things. So society is changing. So we're going through growing pains. The old normal is dropping away, and we're on a new adventure with bumps along the way. But you've got this. Go with the flow. Just breathe. So anything I said that makes sense to you, keep it. If it doesn't make sense to you, let it drop away. If you are near an area where you think the rift is going to be, then think about it. Do you want to stay? Do you want to move up in area? Do you want to move away? If you're on the coast, anywhere where there might be a tsunami, then just think, okay, where should I go if I hear a tsunami signal? What is the safest place for me to move? So, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for putting up for my anime hairdo today. And I'll talk to you another time. Most likely, I speak on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. But I want to do this special one because the eclipses are coming. And I didn't want to forget, and I didn't want to leave it out. So I wanted to post it now. All questions are welcome. And thank you for joining me. Bye.